What's up, y'all? So, it's your girl B Octavia, and this is B4REAL podcast. Now, today is going to be a little different as far as when I'm uploading, regardless of that. And it might change, I want to switch things up, but I wanted to get this video out. I desperately wanted to get this video out, get my thoughts out so I can hear what y'all think. Today, we will be talking about Bow Wow, so gear up, okay? We're going to be talking about a legend here, all right? And I hope y'all ready. So, if you don't know who I am, my name is B Octavia. I am an entrepreneur from DC. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Now, I wasn't going to do this, but after the recent drama that was going down online with Bow Wow, I knew I had to. And let me just put y'all in my perspective. I am a single mother. I have been through postpartum depression, and I did go through that by myself, right? So, I want to speak on Bow Wow as a father. Now, what we knew recently was that he had another child with a woman that he barely knew. We seen on Growing Up Hip Hop how he was talking about he met her and it was kind of like a one night stand type of thing, and she turned up pregnant. He still wanted verification, which, to me, it's not wrong for a man to ask for verification if y'all not y'all wasn't in a relationship. It was like a one and done, or like a situationship, but you could have had other people. He could have. So I don't think it's wrong for a man to ask for verification, right? So he got his verification. He got the papers. We saw his reaction. His reaction was better than I thought. Okay? His reaction was he was happy. He was running around the kitchen. He a father again. You know what I'm saying? Yada yada. So I was proud of him. I was proud to see that his reaction was better than I expected. But now we in May of 2020. I mean, damn, I'm a year off. We in May of 2021, and the new baby mother and him is going back and forth on social media, right? Okay. The baby mother was basically saying that she ain't really getting no help like that, and especially with her postpartum depression. And his response was very disappointing to me. Before I speak on his response and I give my thoughts, I'm going to tell you how I feel about Bow Wow. I've always seen him as a role model as far as being young and hustling the right way, in a positive way. He was out there young as hell, getting it. And in some ways I liked it. In some ways, now that I'm grown, I'm like, damn, that shit wasn't appropriate. But he made it. And very inspiring. I feel like for the last, maybe, I don't even know, but for the last few years, he's been getting clowned on social media, disrespected, and a lot of people still don't see him as a legend when he rightfully is. He's accomplished a lot and he's still young. So in that regard, I feel like his story and his life is very inspiring. But one thing that is not inspiring is how you handling this situation right here. See, I had some type of hope for him because he was excited, and I had some type of hope for him that he was at least helping a little bit, because he would post pictures, of him and the son and the daughter and things like that. Well, what if those pictures and videos are just pictures and videos? And what if those pictures and videos are just for self validation and they are just for the validation and the well wishes from social media? See, a lot of men don't want to admit it. They really don't want to admit that they do use their kids for likeness. You know, you are using your kids and putting them out on social media for people to like you more because they see you with your kid and stuff like that. Never gonna admit it, but that's what it is, you know? So basically, the baby mother was saying this, that, and the fourth about her having postpartum depression. And it got posted onto a blog, and Bow Wow actually commented on it. Bow Wow said, "That's not my problem. Go get another man who cares about it. I barely know the girl." And things like that. And from that comment, I got everything that I needed from the situation. The truth does come out, and it's how you handle it that shows your character. I'm not saying you got to go back and forth with her on social media. Why don't you stop ignoring a girl via text message or whatever so y'all can have that conversation there? See, a lot of times men, they be mad when a girl come to social media with it, but you're not having no conversation with her. And I could just tell, like, she venting. And it should be to herself. You know, she should have a journal or something. Because I went through that alone, too. And I was asking for help. It got ignored. And honestly, that's how bad things happen to children, too. You know, if you're not strong enough. And you should want to help just because of that fact. Now, another reason why I was very disappointed in Bow Wow was because he has a daughter already that has a phone, that has social media, and things like that. And if I can see it, she can see it too. Do you really want your daughter to see you handling a situation like this? It's not good. It doesn't make you look good. It won't make you feel good, because what you don't realize is when you are at a weak moment, whether that be physical or mentally, and you get through that yourself, you become stronger in a way where you don't need them. You as the woman, you as the mother, you don't need them. You don't need them for anything. And you don't want them for anything. And that's what men need to realize. You become very disposable because you didn't help me when I was at my weakest. Postpartum depression is not something to just wave around and say you got it for, for people to feel bad for you. It's real. And when I was going through it, I didn't have the name for it. Nobody knows what that really feels like if you haven't gone through it. All it takes from a man is support. Are you really? So you mean to tell me you're going to say, go get another man who cares about it? Well, what if another man cares about it and cares about your child too, and is around your child 24/7 and all of that? Did you plan for that? But you said what you said, right? Okay. Overall, I'm very disappointed in him because he is older, He is an elder to me, to a lot of people, right? And it sucks to see that he's handling it this way. And I can kind of visualize what it's like, in the background of what we don't see. I think the baby mother filed for child support, which that ain't wrong. Look, I feel like I should have did it sooner than this, you know? Just get it over with, because it is a waste of time to vent and to tell a man, especially the father of your child, how you feeling, and to be ignored. You know, just write it down. You gotta get a big ass notebook. That's what I say. You got to get a big ass notebook. You got to cry when you need to cry, but when it's appropriate too. Cuz I mean, you do have to have some type of self-control, because you got to remember that your parent, you know, you are a mother, and your child is dependent on you. No matter how scary that sounds to you, or how much anxiety you get from knowing that fact, what has to be done has to be done. And you gotta change the Pampers. You can't lay in bed all day. You gotta get out and get some air if your child is, you know, old enough and it's good weather and things like that. Like, it's things that you can do, since you are alone suffering from this, you know, that will get you through. And it may take longer without support. And that's just what, as women, we go through. It is sad, you know, it's very sad that she's in that position. But what I would say is, you know, the one night stands don't need to happen. Even if you familiar with somebody's face and you watch them growing up and all that, that don't mean that you sleep with them. Self-control. Bow Wow needs to have self-control as well, because another thing that's disappointing is, you mean to tell me you Bow Wow and you just meeting bitches and sleeping with them and not wearing condoms, and like, you Bow Wow though? Like, I don't get it. I think he's drinking too much. Like, I think he's drinking too much alcohol. I can see it in his face. You know, he don't look like the same, like, slim Bow Wow. So he needs to work on that as well. He needs to detox, okay? And you know, hopefully this back and forth will stop between, you know, both parties. Hopefully they can have a conversation, because I mean, that's what it's all about. Y'all gotta have a conversation. I mean, this is ridiculous, you know. This is really ridiculous. To see older people, like, y'all in y'all 30s, y'all supposed to be able to figure it out. And that's just sad. You know, you got to know who you sleeping with. You got to know what the risks are. And you just got to have some self-control. And have self-control to not take everything to social media. Because if you trying to build a case on something, I ain't even going to tell you no advice on that.